Hi everyone, welcome to the first day of the 50-50 Spoken English Mastery Series. I am Karishmak. I'm going to be your language trainer for these 50 days. In these 50 days, we are going to learn various grammars, various words, vocabulary, and how to implement them so that at the end of these 50 days, we can at least make a basic conversation in English. So to begin with, I believe before we could start learning English grammar and many other things in English for conversation, as a foundation, it is extremely important to understand about English. Why is there so much importance for English? Is this importance and is there so much of hype about English? Is it really worth it? How did English even rise? Why is there so much of, the English? Learning is important about this English. So I believe that's very important to know as the foundation series. So today, series 1, we will get to know on the basics of English and how English came to rise. What if I told you English is not at all the language of the Britishers? What I'm telling you is true. Around in the 5th century, a tribal community from Germany traveled all the way to now what is called the Great Britain. Okay, it was a German tribe. They traveled all the way, maybe in search of food, in search of new place and all that it could be, as a part of exploration, any reason it could have been. And they came and settled in the modern Great Britain. Now, these people for a very long time were not talking English. They were talking their German tribal native language, their native language. And in the Great Britain, they were talking some other native language. That is not clear which, but some other random native language. And after a period of time, the mixture of this Britain's native language and this German's native language became a mixture, and that gave rise to something called as the Anglo-Saxon language. Anglo-Saxon language was nothing like the modern English we are speaking today, that I'm speaking to you now. Anglo-Saxon is far, far different than the modern English these days. So this Anglo-Saxon is otherwise called as Old English or Old English literature. And then what happened? Around 800 AD, around 800 AD, there was a king called Alfred, the great King Alfred. He was the one who tried to make English formal. He had to go through a lot of struggles. He had to bring education in English medium. Until then, until the 800 AD, the major language in Great Britain and in England was not at all English. It was French and Latin. French was the aristocratic language. Even now, if you can able to go through certain French words and certain Latin words, you can find out that many words today that we speak in English are taken from Latin and French. So this King Alfred that I'm talking to you now had to go through a lot of struggle, and then he was the one who made English official. So after that, there came this 100 Years' War. A war that was fought between England and the French people, because French was ruling over the French country was ruling over England, and France was the main language. Like how we were ruled by the Britishers, the French were ruling the Britishers, the English people. So these English people had to fight for 100 wars, different periods of time, and only then they were able to establish English as their native language. Then how did we Indians find the need to talk in English? That is because when England and the English people and the kings of England and the queens of England started establishing their borders, they started dividing their borders, yeah. That was when these Britishers came to India as a part of exploration and slowly as a part of trade, and all that is history most of you must be knowing. As a part of history, they started to live here, and then they were ruling India for over 2.5 to 3 centuries. That is 300 years, not less than 300 years. Over these 300 years of time, they had slowly gotten into the trade system. The business and politics are very much in hand even today. They slowly got into the trading system. From the trading system, they got into the politics. From politics, English came into the law system, then the education system. Like this, slowly, English started finding its way into all the important sectors of India: education, government, business. And that is why English became the language of the aristocrats. Aristocrats, the higher level people, as the politicians, as the businessmen, as the educators, and all this. So English became the language of the aristocrats. And even today, because they ruled for 300 years, almost major law system had been formed while still the Britishers were there. That is the reason why even today we find the need to learn English. And moreover, India is a country with diverse languages. We are speaking around not less than 200 languages. There are many languages which are still not discovered in India. So, because of this multicultural as in many cultures, many language is present in India, we are finding it difficult to even communicate with people of the next state or the neighboring state or whatsoever. And this is where the role of English takes place. English plays the role of lingua franca. Now, what is lingua franca? Lingua franca is nothing but a link language. So this link language is the one which we can communicate with each other, we can use to communicate with each other, which forms a bond between all of us. That is why more than any other countries like China or Japan, where Japanese and Chinese is the most spoken, in India we find the need for a third language which will bond all of us together. And during the freedom struggle times, there were many Indian people like Raja Ram Mohan Roy and all these teachers. They were great teachers. Henry Vivian de Rosio, all these are great teachers in the freedom struggle. These people themselves found that it was necessary for English to play a major role in uniting people. Because those days there was a big confusion among people during the freedom struggle. We were finding it difficult to unite all the people together. That is where education in English played a major role. And that is the importance that we feel even today, that we are not able to come out. And slowly, English has become the most widely spoken language. It is spoken in 43 countries by over 200 million people, according to a recent research says. So I hope as a foundation class, being series 1 today, I have detailed to you about the basics of English, why to learn English, the history of a little bit of English. From tomorrow onwards, we will directly get into the lessons. We will get into grammar. We will not be concentrating on all the grammar forms, but we are going to concentrate on grammars, on immediate grammars, which if we concentrate, we can develop our spoken skills much better. Until next video, let's keep speaking, let's keep growing. Thank you so much.